Welcome back to DS Trucks. In today's video, I want to talk about how impressed I am with this 2021 F150. We have just over 3,000 miles on this truck. It is the Power Boost. It's got the 3.5 EcoBoost with the electric motor and electric driving assist. Now, we've towed with the truck. We've driven the truck. I actually just drove the truck for about an hour. I actually don't get a lot of opportunities to drive this truck because it is my wife's, and my daily driver is actually this F450. So if you're interested in Super Duty content, subscribe to the channel. So this is my wife's daily driver, and actually I got to hurry up and make this video because she is about to take the truck again, so I don't always get as much time as I would like. But I did drive this morning. It was the first vehicle out of the driveway. Usually I take my F450 out and I go and check my commercial properties, make sure they're all squared away for snow plowing. But you know, it was warm the last couple of days. I knew that 99% chance that I would not have to do anything, so just putting eyes on commercial properties with just an F150, knowing that I wouldn't have to do anything and I wouldn't really need any equipment, just making rounds. Something I like to do every morning just to make sure I'm staying with it. Even though we're slow, I'm staying with it, getting up early and keeping myself moving. But made me really realize how nice this truck is, and really got me thinking, like, dang, I would love to daily an F150 over an F450. Just for the simple fact that it is the Power Boost technology. For a guy like me, the Power Boost technology is a really big deal, because I was listening to a podcast. I got home after about 30 minutes. Then I parked for another 30 minutes, and the heat was going, the heated seat was going, and the engine was not running. So for me, that's a big deal because I do a lot of work in my truck. I do all my snow plowing contracts and everything inside my truck. I type everything up from inside the truck. It's my mobile office, and it is a little ridiculous to just be idling one of these diesel engines. They're burning a lot of fuel. When it's cold outside, typically you should high idle them, and if it's cold outside, you got to run the engine, you know. And then if it's really hot outside, you need air. So it's one of those things where, you know, for the work that it can do, 100% worth it. Nothing handles the plow better than an F450. I mean, this is significantly better than the 250 as far as handling the plow and handling the weight and all that stuff. But was blown away by if I were out of the field, which I'm not right now, but if I were totally out of the field, this would be the perfect truck. And I know my wife was nervous about getting this. I actually ordered this truck for her. I special ordered it. I picked all the features for her. And if it were me, honestly, I would have gotten the long bed version of this truck. With the 6.5 foot bed, I would have probably got a Lariat, and I probably would have got a sunroof. But I know in her situation, she doesn't like sunroofs. She doesn't like long beds. I had to really, as much as I wanted to order myself a truck for her to drive, I had to really pick out the features for her. And to my surprise, guys, the short bed version of this truck, now this still is a max tow package, and I think when you look at these trucks and you see the amount of rake, like, this truck would really benefit from a leveling kit because the back is so much higher than the front. But this is a max tow package as well as a Power Boost, as well as having a 3.5 EcoBoost. This thing can tow, like, from Ford, according to Ford, it can tow like 14,000 pounds when equipped correctly with the right weight distribution hitches and all that stuff. They're saying it can tow 14,000 pounds. But I will say this: when I did my test videos with the dump trailer that we got a 16-foot, 16K dump trailer. The tongue weight is really heavy on that trailer, and it just about leveled the truck out. So when they got these max tow packages with all this rake, with the rear end looking higher than the front, well, they're really intended to tow. They really are intended to tow. And that truck, or that trailer, has about 500 pounds tongue weight when the trailer's empty. But it was blowing me away because this truck was way more stable than my my 3.5 EcoBoost that we had before I got my 450. I had a 3.5 EcoBoost max tow package with a 6.5 foot bed. This truck with the 5.5 foot bed was more stable than the 3.5 max tow that I had with the 6.5 foot bed. So I think Ford really did knock the ball out of the park when they redesigned this truck. I know the frame is very similar to before, and the body is it's totally refreshed and everything, but it's still the aluminum body. But something was definitely done in the suspension with the rear, the leaf springs, all that stuff, because this thing is so much more stable than the outgoing model. And now that I really think about it, driving this truck around for quite a bit, the whole experience is better. And it's crazy to say it, because the last F-150 was great. It was a great driving truck. It absolutely was a great driving truck. But somehow when they redesigned this, I don't know if it's just the power boost, because it's got extra components and it's got a couple hundred extra pounds of hybrid technology, if it's sprung better just because it has a little bit more weight to it, or what. I haven't driven a non-power boost version of this truck. I've only driven the power boost version. This truck drives better than the outgoing model, and even though the outgoing model drove really good, this one drives better. So I'm definitely blown away by this truck. The power boost, my wife Donna was scared to get it because it was extra. She's not a real flashy, especially when it comes to cars. She kind of just, she doesn't care. She doesn't care that much about it. I mean, she does care, but she doesn't care a whole bunch about the type of vehicle and all that stuff. But this was a bigger payment, and she's like, I don't want a bigger payment. She was kind of like, I want either the same or less of a payment, and I'll take anything that's less of a payment. But we got this truck, and then we almost didn't get it because I'm like, hey, if you don't want this, then don't get it. If you don't want, I mean, if you think you want it, I think we should get it. But if you don't want this truck, I mean, to be honest, guys, my wife pays for it. I put some money down to get the truck because like I say, it is kind of part of my fleet of toys here in a sense. But she makes the payments. I just put a couple thousand down for her to get it, but she makes the payments on it. So we almost kept her 19, but I have to say, this truck, she had a 19 with a 2.7 EcoBoost. This truck drives significantly better than her 19 with the 2.7 EcoBoost. And the power is insane, even compared to my 3.5 EcoBoost. I mean, if there's any lag, which there's not a whole bunch of lag on the 3.5 EcoBoost, but if there's any there, this power boost engine just eliminates it. It's so fast. The seamless nature of the hybrid engine kicking in, turning off the engine, you don't notice it unless you're looking at the gauge, and then it will turn off the engine and just drive all electric for long stretches of road at a time. So she said, even though this truck is like, I don't know, $50 more a month or whatever, I don't remember exactly, but even though it's more per month, she's saying that like the fuel savings outweighs the extra cost per month. So, you know, going through it, doing the custom order, doing all that, and getting this truck was definitely worth it for her, just because now she's driving further, her fuel savings are definitely there. So definitely, guys, I'm impressed with this truck. I do know if the Super Duties get this new instrument panel, I'd be very interested in upgrading my F450, just because as I'm getting used, I don't love the setup now in the steering wheel, because like over here you have your volume and you got your plus and minus volume. So I don't love the steering wheel that much, but I know if I were to get used to this, then it would get a lot better for me. But I love the way the new sync system is. It's just taking me some getting used to. But anyway, I think my wife is gonna take her truck. Do you gotta go?
Gotta go.
How have you been liking the truck so far?
It's great. I love
Yeah.
it.
Any complaints? Is it better than your other truck?
Yeah. It's got more features, and just it's new, so it has like the big touchscreen.
it drives better?
Drives better. The gas is good. It's got really good pickup,
Oh yeah.
and it helps with parking and all like crazy safety features.
Yeah. So
it's really nice.
we should probably go through some of those features later. I mean, it's got like forward-facing cameras. It's got a lot more technology being in an XLT compared to she had an XLT previously, but it didn't have keyless entry. It didn't have a forward-facing camera. She didn't have a 360 camera. It didn't have lane keep assist. And now all these things are available on the XLT, which makes it super beneficial. But it looks like she's taking the truck again. Like I said, guys, I'm only going to have a limited amount of time with it. So I guess I'll be back to making Super Duty videos. But anyway, guys, this is DS Trucks. This is Donna. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Over and out.